Okay.
Facebook and yeah,
Yes.
YouTube. Okay.
Yes. Yes. All right. If this is live, then it is working. This is Cosmic Conversations. I am Stacy Harder with my mom, Dr. Heather Harder. And it's been a minute, I think, since we've gone live and broadcasted. We've done it our own Zoom. So if you've missed us, sorry about that. During traveling and moving, haven't had the internet and or the ability to live stream. So welcome back to our soul tribe around the world, wherever you are. This is a place that we get to come together, ask questions, and for me, it's like connect with your soul family. So, with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to my mother real quick. If this is your first time joining, we do it every Thursday, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, and we are on live on Instagram as well as YouTube and on Zoom. If you'd like to join us on Zoom, please do. It's 428-733-218. Bless. All right, here's Heather.
Okay, I guess that's my cue to start. Um, Welcome. And it's this last month has been kind of choppy. It feels like everything is just sort of coming apart, and it is because it's being reassembled. In order to create new, we have to let the old disintegrate. So if you feel like you're losing grip of things, if you feel like that nothing is quite formed, that's a good sign. Be grateful, because that means that the new is forming around you and in you and all that stuff. So just be at peace with the process. We are here to transform a planet, transform individuals, transform the collective consciousness. And this is the journey we're on. So, congratulations. Thank you for being part of the world event. Thank you for having the courage to come into this earth and be a part of all of it. And we're here every Thursday just to say, keep on keeping on. It's not easy, it's not predictable, it's not um, without its own struggle. And if you want to talk about it, that's what our Thursday conversations are all about. It's our spiritual journey. And that can take lots and lots of form. And the spiritual journey is part of our intention to live consciously, to be aware of the ramifications of every action, every word, every thought we have, so that we can live the life of our intentions. And so it's always a joy to be here with you and see how many countries are represented and see how many people join us. And it's fun. I Today the energy for me is very low. I feel like I need to take a nap. I felt that way the last few weeks, so maybe I need to take a nap. I'm The first thing with our agenda for the evening. We always have a three-part agenda. First part is when we ask for what we want. And for on the calls, it's we ask for protection, we ask for guidance, and then we ask for truth. But I've altered that a bit now to trust the truth, because so much truth is coming through, and yet I hear people responding that that can't be true. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And so now not only do we want the truth, but we want to trust the truth, trust our own connection and awareness of the truth. Because as the lies, deception, the control and manipulation fall away and become exposed in the greater reality, you have to be able to trust that inner guidance that we all have, and be able to feel comfortable and confident following that new unpredictable path. It's not a straight road we're on, it's a very zigzag road, and trusting it is exceedingly important. That's the first part of our call. The second part of our call is when we play with the light. And we're here as light workers. I'm not crazy about the worker part, so we just play in the light, have fun. When we play, we do things from choice. We do it because it's fun. We do it because it's active engagement. And so when we're doing our light work, it really is play. And so we do exercises in the light, and you can join us because this is recorded on Stacy's YouTube channel. If you ever want to replay it, listen to it again, go through it again, you can go back to her channel and listen to it again. Each week it's different, although there is always a constant thread. And it's because that's what I've been given as very important to help stabilize, harmonize, balance the planet. So we always have certain components, and then we do whatever we're guided to do in a bigger realm. So the first is just to recognize that you are the light. We've chosen a body. We have our mind as part of a consciousness, but you and I, are not our body. We are not our mind. We are a little godlet, a part of the divine, an aspect of the creation of light and love. And as that, our true nature is light and love. And so at this point in time, I'd like you just to imagine what that feels like, what that looks like. We have given our mind or our bodies dominance over our life so that we identify as a body. Our body occupies our consciousness, or we let our mind run amok and be in charge of everything. Now's the time where we're sort of bringing the mind and body into balance, and that soul spirit aspect of us is stepping forward and becoming the leader of our Holy Trinity, our body, mind, and spirit. So if you will, just imagine yourself being in that divine energy of spirit, of light, of love. It's a vibration. It is just an energy. At its purest form, we're all just part of that divine energy. And so I'd like you to set the intention to go to center. And that can look like or be whatever it is for you. There's no right, there's no wrong. When we set the intention to go to center, we are centered. And that's a very important place to be plugged into our divinity. When you go to center, you are most in connection with your divine sources, with your heavenly helpers. So if you will, imagine going to center and stepping into that beautiful pillar of light. Just imagine this huge pillar of light that comes down from the heavens to you and through you into the earth. You're here as the ambassador of the divine, anchoring the heavenly energy into the earth energy. The earth energy grounds you, the spiritual energy uplifts you. You are divine connection between the two. So just imagine being in that flow of light, that flow of love, as it comes to you and through you into the earth. And then imagine that source of light and love that is you being empowered, being expanded, becoming more and more powerful as you join energies with all those of like mind on this planet. Imagine asking all those of like mind in every realm to join us in this exercise. We become one with all that is. Just feel how you feel as you become connected to all that is. And then just take a deep breath and feel that energy expand as we send it into the earth, filling every cell in, on, and around this planet with our love, with our light, with the true essence of who we are. Feel this vibratory elixir fill every cell of every creation, every void in this planet, every tunnel, every structure. Just let it vibrate to pure, unconditional love. And if anyone is in hurt or want or need or distress of any kind, just fill them with that much more love. Encapsulate them with love. And then imagine turning up the volume of this love and light and sending it out into the atmosphere. Letting the earth be surrounded with a blanket of this energy. The atmosphere is to the planet as our skin is to our body. It's a very important protective covering, and our job is just to love it. See the atmosphere just become brilliantly bright. And then we're going to send light and love to every weather pattern on the planet. Weather patterns are very important. They're how the earth finds her balance. And our job is to love them. Just imagine those weather maps from television and just send them all love and light. Now on this planet, there are many beings who wish to manipulate our earth, manipulate our atmosphere, manipulate our weather patterns for their own purposes. They don't trust the divine plan. They want to change, alter, control, deceive, manipulate. So we're going to love those beings. No matter what form they take, we're going to love them. And we're going to ask the angels to watch over them so they can feel our love, especially in their times of greed and control and manipulation. We just want to love them. And then we want to love the collective consciousness on this planet. The collective consciousness is the repository of all the thoughts, words, feelings, attitudes of everyone who's ever been on this planet and ever will be on this planet. And the more love we put into this collective consciousness, the more it will influence us with love. Individuals affect the collective affects individuals. And we want to just love it. I'd like to imagine my collective conscious energy to be like gold puffy clouds. And I just stuff this collection full of these gold puffy clouds. High vibration, love, light, balance, harmony, peace, joy, everything that I want to get back in life. Abundance, prosperity. It is the scarcity, it is the fear, it is other things that cause beings to become controlling and manipulative. The scarcity mindset. So if we just put lots of abundance into the collective, with lots of trust, lots of truth, lots of harmony, then it just feels good coming back. On this planet, there are lots and lots of influencers. There are media influencers. There are political influencers. There are social, internet, online influencers. There are companies and businesses that are influencers. Many have their own agenda and, and they want to influence for their own purposes. Our job is just to love them all. Just love them all. And if you're watching the news, watching the internet, listening to someone speak, just always send them lots of love. And the more you do that, the more you'll recognize truth or the lack thereof. We have lots of people who are elected, appointed, or self-chosen who are in positions of decision making. They run this country, they run businesses, they run all kinds of things. And we want to just love them. We're getting ready for another election. We have lots of people stepping up to be candidates. Lots of people stepping up to be recognized as a leader. What we want to do is just love them all. The more you love them, the more you'll recognize the authenticity or the lack of authenticity in what they do and what they say. And we want to just have those who really will serve this country, really will serve its people, really will serve the divine plan. And we do that best by just loving them. Just loving them. And then we send light and love to all those on the planet who want or need our love and light. Think of this love, light energy as like a magic elixir, a special, powerful medicine that brings everything into balance. In fact, you can imagine taking a big drink of this magic elixir and just feel every cell of your body become more peaceful, more harmonious, more joyful, more trusting as it runs through your body into your legs, into your arms, into your circulatory system. We have this little teeny little virus that's been causing lots of havoc on the planet. What I would like you to do is just imagine it. What does that look like? And then just fill all of those viruses full of love and light. Imagine if that virus had a mouth. What would it tell you about its lessons, about what it's been doing on the planet? Just listen to your heart as that virus shares its message with you. There are lots of people who've been affected, impacted by this virus. Some for the good, some for the not so good. Some have used it for their own purposes. Others have fled from it in fear of what it might do. Just love all of the people, all of the beings, all of the creatures who've been impacted or have impacted the little virus. We have lots of people who are getting a jab now in order to be resilient to or around this little virus. Just imagine all those people who've gotten the jab and just love them. Just see the divine love and light coming through you, helping restore their body to its perfect connection, its perfect status. Like people on the planet who have used or abused others for their own pleasure or purpose. We want to love those who have been the abusers. We want to love those who've been the victims. We want to love all those who've stood by and watched as neither the victim or the perpetrator, but as the observer. Many, many people know what's going on, but they take no action. They become part of that drama, so love them. Just love them. We're going to give you a few minutes to use this love and light that we've created collectively in any way that serves you and this planet. If you have friends and relatives that you want to send it to, if you have pets and animals, feel free to send it. Continue to play individually with the light, but with the collective light that we have generated. Give permission to the angels to use this light and love in any way that serves this planet, that serves its people, or serves those who serve this planet and its people. And finally, we open up ourselves to receive this energy. Because universal law says whatever you send out, you must receive. So as we send out more and more love, we have to be open to receive this love. So just imagine opening your heart, your mind, your soul to receive this energy and let it come back to you peacefully, joyfully, harmoniously, integrating into your totality. Take a deep breath. Bring this energy into every cell of your body. Let it transform every cell of your body. Let it restore your original DNA to its state of divine perfection. So many things have altered your DNA over the eons. This is our chance to restore it to its divine, perfect original connection and condition. Bring in that phenomenal energy. When you're ready, just bring your consciousness, bring your intentions back into your center, and then back into your body in the here and now, back to your conscious presence and this divine moment. Allow yourself just to be. Deep breath. And bring yourself back to the here and now. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And if you have a journal, write down a few words of what you got or awarenesses or how you're feeling. The more you can capture and encapsulate those energies, the more you can invite them back whenever you want, however you want. You only need just to have the thought and the energy is recaptured. So pay attention to how you feel. So, Stacy Elizabeth, are there any comments or questions out there? Any reactions or thoughts?
We've just gotten some waves and some hellos and highs. No, but for me, that was when we did the love thing. I had a very different visual that came in that was like I had that creation of the love and making it bigger, and it was like my hands like putting out into the so I don't even know how to explain this. I'll call it the Earth's atmosphere with that intention, like putting it out there. And it was like this instant, like almost not quite like a firework, but there's a really big, massive instant sound. And when it did, it was like sucked up, and it just kind of instantly went out into the whole earthly system. And it was like this instant upgrade, and then it just kind of in. It's really cool.
Sounds pretty. Sounds like something Hollywood needs to make a movie about.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe in the next Matrix movie they'll show that. Who knows? Anybody else have anything they want to share or add? Or if not, that ends the second part of our agenda. And then we move into the third part, which is much more open, which is much more flexible. It's what do we need to talk about? What do we want to talk about? What questions do you have? What issues do you have? And for those who are online, Stacy will capture your comments and share them. For those of you who are on Zoom, can either put them in the chat or speak up.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like how you were mentioning earlier, just the exhaustion level. I feel that it's a very much going on in the collective, and so energetically, it feels more of a just
One of the interesting things is when you are exhausted, when you will use that word, but it's all the resistances are down. You can change, you can alter, you can move through change much easier with no resistance. And I feel like that's what's going on the planet. It's like everybody's just real draggy because there's no resistance. It's just letting it happen because you have no choice. You don't have the strength to fight it. And it's way past the fighting now. It's just allowing. So it's surrender.
Yeah.
I see Josie shaking her head. Do you want to add anything?
That's exactly how I started feeling from Thursday. Just like if I just closed my eyes or didn't think about it, I would just be asleep. That's how strong it was. And I just, like you said, surrendered to it. So all day yesterday, I slept off and on. And that is not me. Like this morning, I got up and I felt better. So I went for a nice walk and everything. But yeah, up until today, I was so tired.
Well, I always look for patterns. So when I'm feeling something, I start asking other people, how are they feeling? And when I see everybody's experiencing the same kind of situation, I know it's much bigger than me. It's just, again, a necessary step in the universe.
Yes. I'm kind of glad because I got rest.
Well, and that's it. If you're feeling the need to rest and you don't, you're going to get sick because then you're in bed. So you might as well just surrender to it when you're feeling okay, and then you don't need to go any further with it. It's the universe talking through your body. It's very important.
Oh yeah. They were telling me, to get some rest.
And I think that's an important lesson too, is to listen to your body. And I've been one to push beyond my limits in the past and not listen to my body, especially with skating. I think it's a perfect example. And so I've learned that if you don't listen, it only gets louder and more intense until you do listen. So just know you have a choice. And I do recommend, if you're feeling it and you want to take a nap, listen. Otherwise, the universe will take you out in big ways if it's needed. So Esme said that it was so weird to not see us last week when she put a sad face. And then I said we only made it to Zoom. And then she said she felt drained, exhausted last Sunday and just laid in bed all day. Why overdo it, then end up sick? So yeah, it's important.
And don't forget, we meet on Thursday nights for spirituality, and Sunday nights we do politics meets spirituality. So it's sort of a combination discussion of current events and its spiritual ramifications. So if you need a boost, as May on Sunday nights, join us on Zoom. Stacy's got the number.
And we've been having some tech issues lately too. And so for some reason, if you don't see us on Zoom, or not Zoom, if you don't see us on YouTube or Instagram, then you can always meet us on Zoom. So,
usually, always.
Usually. Pretty much. Like last week, you were on Zoom.
I was.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to do Instagram or YouTube.
I know. I wrote that in the comments. And I was not able to be on it. So.
Okay. Anybody have any issues or questions or comments or?
Well, I feel like we should talk a little about the aliens. I feel like they're getting ready to put some disclosure out there this next couple weeks. And I think that we should send it love and bubble it and know that
we're going to be getting a lot of truth being told, a lot of exposing the deceptions, the corruptions, the lies. We're going to see that more and more.
Yeah.
So
be a big month for that.
Aliens are just a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that they're going to try to twist it and make it sound like we're in threat but it's not true. If they wanted to take us out, they could have done that a million times over.
Well, and also, if you have been deceiving in your life, if you have been twisting the truth, it'll come out as well. It's individually as well as collectively. And remember, what's happening on the big picture is only reflections of our individual pictures. So it really is important for all of us to live in integrity and be very honest with what we're doing, because that also is going to be exposed. And the more compassion we can have with ourselves, the more compassion we'll have with everybody else, and vice versa.
Yes. And then we got Mercury retrograde starting on the 29th.
Oh boy. That's a great time to go within
And then
and work on your inner stuff.
I believe Saturn's retrograde now, and I think we just had the blood moon mixed with the total lunar eclipse. And then June 10th, I believe, is a solar eclipse in Taurus. There's some big major energy planetary shifts happening as well.
I don't do astrology, so I don't know what a lot of those things mean, but a lot of heavenly activities, which means earthly adjustments. Basically, that's what I know.
I feel like the planets are designed to take us on our journey. And even though I don't fully understand it, I feel like it is all intentional, and it's a way that we can make sense of everything, but it's the way it kind of not pushes us, but guides us on our journey. It's quite fascinating. The more I learn about astrology, I mean, still a lot of over my head, but there's a few people that explain it in a way I'm like, that makes so much sense. So I feel like it's all in the stars. Like it's a way.
It gives us opportunities for new experiences. You can't get into the ho-hum doldrums with same old when everything keeps shifting.
Yeah. Yes. Woo. And we are shifting with the capital SHI.
Yeah, I heard that all this stuff, like what Heather said, like you're saying, Heather, that it's all going to come out, and even stuff like from past lives we have to clear out. That's what I heard, and I was like, whoa.
Well, and if we haven't resolved those issues, they're still active within our bodies. Our physical structure is designed to hold any unresolved emotional issues. And so we'll repeat the pattern in this lifetime so we can deal with it. But if we haven't brought to resolution, if we haven't brought it to balance, then it's going to continue to bubble it up. Whether it's from this lifetime or any lifetime, doesn't matter, because all time is now. But we have to bring balance if we're going to be finished with this transformation this go round. Because each one of us is a little mirror to the collective. And so as we clear out things in the individual, it clears out things in the collective. And as things clear out in the collective, it forces us to clear out in the individual. So it's sort of a cause and effect all rolled together.
Which is why the most important thing to do for us right now is to stand in our truth and to stand in our sovereignty, because when we get to do that individually, that shifts the collective.
Well, and stand in your authenticity. The more real you are and the more you own your crap, the more you can move through it. A lot of people are still in denial. They're still projecting, blaming. Isn't me, it's them. If it wasn't for them, I would be fine. And that doesn't serve anybody. So it's about integrity. It's about authenticity. It's about honesty. Honesty is speaking your truth. Integrity is living your truth. And so, an authenticity is just owning it, just being real, not shifting the blame or, you know, saying it's some other fault, or if they wouldn't do this, I wouldn't have to do this. It's about just owning it. And with that, I'm beginning to again prepare for our trip to Egypt in October. So if you're, as long as the world keeps spinning, we'll be in Egypt toward the end of October, and I'll be announcing that later. But for those who are feeling the call,
I'm feeling it, but I don't know about my pocketbook feeling it.
well, if it's meant to be, the universe will provide the money, and that's what you have to tell the universe, and trust it, totally trust it.
Okay.
If it's meant to be, there'll be a way. Show me the way.
And that's one thing for me. I actually talked about this yesterday with a friend, is traveling for me is the most soul food I can ever have. And it's the one thing that I'm like, I will totally put on credit cards because it's worth it. You get so much out of it for me in my experiences. And Egypt is not like anything else.
I wish I had some of your credit cards.
Anyway, LD, anything? Laura?
No,
anything?
no, I'm just, I was really, really, really strung out, exhausted up until the full moon. And then of course, last night I woke up at 1:30 and I'm still going. So I don't know what's going on, but definite shift, right?
And that's how you can tell there's shifts,
Yeah,
because you keep having to integrate the energy.
yep.
I live in a place where I don't see the moon easily because the trees all covered up and stuff. And so I'm looking forward to getting someplace where I can see the night sky.
Yeah, and I saw it. I didn't see it last night. I actually got in my car and was like, oh, I need to go see it, right? The blood moon, I have to see it. I saw it the night before. I didn't see it last night. I found when I was driving, I kept looking for it and looking for it. I couldn't find it. And I said, you know what? It's just not meant to be. I turned around and came home.
Yeah. And I trust it's going on without me.
Right, exactly. Right. So,
Well, I found it. It was beautiful. It just looked like a full moon to me. It didn't look bloody, or I don't know what a blood moon is supposed to look like, but it was pretty. But it just looked like a full moon to me, but it was bright.
Yeah, same here. No color.
Mm-mm. But yeah, I could definitely feel the energy shifts with it. Because there's a few nights I kept getting up at like 3, 4 in the morning, and I'm like,
Sorry.
especially leading up to the full moon stuff.
So I have a question, like in regards to like unresolved issues or things that you have to tie up here on Earth. And my question is pretty much about our debts, because a friend of mine was like,
Karmic debt or financial debt?
financial debt. What's the other debt?
Karmic.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know about that, but karmic. Okay. Financial, because a friend of mine was like, well, I'm only going to pay my minimum payments, and then all this debt I owe will just be dropped off when the economy crashes. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know about that one, but I was just wondering.
I think people have to follow their heart. I don't think deception, like she's looking at a way of deceiving someone. I don't think deception ever works, and that incurs karmic issues. I have been told by my spirit friends at different points along my spiritual evolution to use my credit cards because in using credit cards at that point in time, there was transactions that had to go from one place to another, and they said they could lose that amount. I mean, so that amount was never tallied on my debt load, which sounds kind of unethical, but who knows what's going on. My goal now is to be completely free of all debt so that I don't have to worry about it. And that's what I'm looking to now, but it's really about following your heart. I don't know that, we can have a huge cataclysmic a financial crash, or we can not. We can just trickle along the way it is for a long time. I think this next election cycle in 2022 is going to be very big for determining future projections, and of course then the Trump election for 2024, which obviously he's going to be running. He's already started massive fundraising, so he's definitely going to be a part of that journey if he's living. Is going to be another huge outcome. So I wouldn't count our financial system dead yet. I don't think I don't think anything is set in stone, to tell you the truth. We have so many options and so many different ways things could go. And I think every day that we get up and we make decisions, we're determining which direction it's going. So, if they say, well, when this crashes, I don't know that it's going to crash yet.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be just like somebody taking their credit cards and maxing them all out and then filing bankruptcy.
Yeah, intentionally. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that didn't go as well as I wanted it to, but
well, again, everybody has to, be responsible for the decisions you make, and those are part of those decisions. I personally try to get anything I've put on credit card paid off as quickly as possible because of the way the system works. It's stacked against us, so it's not consumer friendly. There are times I have to use credit cards because of life, but I do my best not to do it if I can avoid it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I don't think I got enough credit to cover my trip. So I have to show me the way.
Cancel. Just if it's meant to be, show me how. Make it easy. That's just trust. Make it easy. Just trust. I think I've said with my first trip to Egypt, I in the afternoon, it was like a lightning bolt from heaven. I have to go to Egypt. And I said the same thing. Okay, if I'm supposed to go, make it easy. Show me how. Because I don't have the money to go buy a ticket, so I get a phone call from a girlfriend who's just excited as hell. She says, Heather, guess what? I just got a new credit card in the mail that's got a $9,000 credit balance. If you want anything, you let me know. And I said, are you serious? Are you really, really serious? And so I used her credit card to fund my trip. I went that night and bought my ticket from the travel agency and used her credit card to fund my trip. When I got home, my daughter said, Mom, I really don't feel like I want to go back to college this semester. Do I have to? And I said, it's your life. You can do what you want. And so she decided not to go back to college that semester. And I used the tuition money from her semester to pay the credit card back. And I would have never thought that was possible. But so just, if it's meant to be, let the universe show you how.
And that was not.
And make it easy. No, it was not.
Yes, sir.
I think you were probably in junior high at that time. It was a long time ago. But truly changed my life. I mean, that trip was, you know, had I not gone, had I said exactly what you said, I don't have the money to go, I can't go, I've got classes, I can't cancel my classes. If I'd have put all these obstacles out there, which I could have, because I was a mother, I was teaching at the university, I had classes, I had, you know, didn't have the money in the bank to buy the ticket, you know, so I could have put all those blocks out there, but I was smart enough not to do that. I just said, okay, if I'm supposed to go, show me how. I'll make it easy. And was open and literally changed my life. So when you feel you need to do something, don't automatically start thinking of roadblocks. Think of highways and howways. Show me how, make it easy.
I think that's another important reminder is right now is really check all of your thoughts, all of your words, everything, and ask yourself, is this the truth I want? After every thought, is that what I really want? With, you know, the limiting beliefs and anything. If you can go through and start making a conscious effort of all of our thoughts, it is so important because when we get into the other side of it, all those thoughts are going to be bringing in what you want so fast and so quick that if you don't have your mind on the track you want to be on, then cancel, erase it, and replace it, because that is everything. And all those thoughts, even if you're joking around, oh, like cancel it, stop it. It's not funny. Your words are spells. It's why we call it spelling. It is so powerful and so important that please spend a day going through every thought. Is this what I want as my reality? No, then cancel it, erase it, and replace it with what you do. I am open. I am ready. I allow. I whatever. But start with your I am statements too. Put yourself on the track you want to be on. Esme had a question. Is there something in particular the eclipse is meant for this time? I know it's in Sagittarius. Do you feel there's anything special happening, Mom?
I don't do astrology, so I can't address those things. Energetically, this is a huge time of change, a huge time of transformation. So I feel like that energy is helping create a path of least resistance. So it's easier to change. It's easier to switch. I'm trying to think of an analogy. If you've ever been in an airplane bathroom, they're real teeny. If you can imagine changing clothes in one of those little teeny airplane bathrooms, it'd be very difficult because you had no room, no space. It'd be uncomfortable. If you can imagine being in the most beautiful, lush dressing room you've ever encountered, it's so much easier to change clothes. You've got the space, you've got the breathing room, you've got, you know, places to hang your clothes and space to take action. And I feel like that's what the universe is giving us now, lots of space to take action. It's almost like clearing your calendar from lots of unnecessary stuff. Even just being tired, it's like, do I want to do this? Do I want to take a nap? Do I want to do this or do I want? And you go, oh, I want to do that. I want to just take a nap. It's clearing out all the debris, giving you lots of room to make decisions and to transform. So don't resist it, just go with it. And you may not even recognize how you're changing, but just trust that you are. You know, as the scientists tell us that, you know, every year all of the cells in our body are replaced, that there's no organ, that everything is constantly being turned over, but we don't notice it because it's happening all the time. And that's sort of how the change is happening within us too, except it's with consciousness, it's with thoughts and beliefs. It's like, you know, one point down the road, you might have had this thought, and now you're going, man, I don't think that feels comfortable anymore. I've got this thought. And so everything is transforming, and just go with it. Allow it to be. and be very mindful of what's coming up. If you're having, anger issues, if you're having depression, if you're having any kind of emotional flare-ups, pay attention to what they are so that you can address those.
I have been getting very emotional, like when I hear about all the good stuff coming. It's just like, oh my God, it's awesome.
Well, and be grateful. You just go into gratitude, because that will cause that energy to be embellished and empowered. So gratitude is very powerful for bringing about the changes that you want. And even like, I'm grateful for the abundance. I'm grateful that my money for Egypt is here and ready for me. I'm grateful. And so literally put that energy of gratitude out, because that facilitates that coming to you, and the gratitude for the changes going on the planet, the gratitude for all the help that we have from the universe.
So is it okay to say I'm grateful for the money to take me to Egypt, or do I have to have the money?
I personally don't ask for the money, because things can happen in lots of different ways. I'm grateful that I'm in Egypt and I get to enjoy this lovely trip, and I'd be grateful for the experience, because things can happen lots of different ways. If we ask for the money, that we may or may not get the money depending on our belief system, and we miss out on the experience. It's not the money that I want, it's the other product, the perfect house, the perfect land, the perfect experience.
Yeah, because you never know if you have the right person that's just like, I'm going to take you to Egypt with us. Like, you don't know how or why, but I agree with Mom. What is at the core that you really want? And then you stick to the gratefulness. I'm so grateful I get to go experience Egypt in October with Heather. Like, you know what I mean? Those are and then you feel it. What does it feel like to be at the Sphinx in October and on touching the pyramids? Like, what is it like to sit on the stones and like take in that ancient, like feel that? Do you see the difference in how that, like, you're grateful for the money to be able to experience Egypt, and then you're grateful just to be able to
Experience Egypt.
Energetic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
because
okay.
it may come through, and then a new credit card coming to you. It may be great. It may be from a friend who decides to gift you the trip. I mean, it can come in all kinds of different ways. So just be grateful for the experience. And there's that one sort of all size, all purpose affirmation is, I don't know how X, Y, and Z. All I know is that I do, and I'm grateful. So maybe, I don't know how I'm going to have my trip to Egypt in October with Heather. All I know is that I do, and I'm so grateful. And so by saying, I don't know how X, Y, and Z is going to happen, it allows the mind not to fight it. And the mind fighting it will stop the flow. So you want that to be quiet. So I don't know how I'm going to move all my stuff to my beautiful new home on the woods. All I know is that I am, and it's delightful. And all my friends are going to come down and visit me.
Well, I might stay for an extended period till they boot me out.
After the second or third day, we give you a job, no problem.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. I can handle that.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Any other
Work on it.
questions? Any other questions for Stacy?
Yeah, but we have our frontal for intimacy that's like, finally. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
We got lots of hearts coming.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I love the hearts. It's fun to see them. Like, ding.
What's amazing, it's been an hour and a quarter anyway. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll have a short evening so everybody can go home and take a nap.
I gotta start taking better notes to prepare for our meetings because there was a couple things I wanted to mention and I can't remember what exactly they are.
Well, quit saying that I can't remember. Just
Oh.
if it's important, it'll come back to you. Don't affirm
Yeah.
what you don't want to happen.
I'm so glad you're here. I just
Yes.
tape my mouth shut.
Your mouth gets you in trouble.
Yes, that's for sure.
That's old patterns. And
Yes.
we're here to clear old patterns and we're here to clear old programming. So it's nice. This is why I say work with the coach because they can pinpoint boop, 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 exactly dial in what you necessarily can't see. I was a figure skater for years. Every time I was on the ice, there was some kind of coach basically working with me, whether it's choreography, whether it's on ice, whether it's off ice, whether it's figures.
And I paid for them all.
Yes. But I learned early on, every sport team, every sport you have at least one or two coaches, at least. And it's not by accident because they can see things that you can't, and they know a little bit more better skills. And so I do believe one of the best gifts you can do in this life is to find someone that you truly feel alignment with and work with them. Get on a program where they can help. Like we do this is kind of like our weekly experience together. But if you imagine that one-on-one, how much speed can go into, like I could have tried to learn jumps on my own, but guess how much more falling I would do? Guess how much more mess ups? And then I had start programming off when if I would have just had the coach teach me, the proper alignment, the proper things before I go into this, like it prevents you from having to do more steps in the future. So it is to me a very powerful experience to have someone you truly feel alignment with. And I also believe that they're affordable. Some people I think charge outrageous amounts, and I don't necessarily am a fan of that, but you have to follow your heart. Does it feel right? Invest in yourself, you get a lot back. So by the way, we have they said, my sister just got a new home in Alberta, 6 acres of land.
Oh.
I immediately sent along a link of YouTube when Mama Heather spoke of divas and elements, etc. And she's making it happen involving the kids. Oh, you said you had to share that. That's sweet.
The land will become sweeter when she starts working actively with the fairies and the angels and the divas and whatnot. The land just becomes more supportive because you're supporting the land. And I would suggest that inexpensively go buy a pouch of tobacco, and then go out and sprinkle it on all your little paths you take, and just being grateful because it will make such a huge difference in the land. As I'm looking at property online, I'm actually beginning to talk to the property, so it will talk to me. Which one is the property that I need to see? Because they show you the house, they don't really show you the land in these online promos. And it's like it's the land that's talking to me. So I'm having to do that beyond the descriptions. But that's exciting.
Well, I had an idea. Well, I thought it was like the inspiration to like go to somewhere on a beach, like in a different state, like somewhere along the coast, one of them, And yeah, I was told, well, you better do more planning than that because you have to plan, your money, how you're going to live, and all this. So I was like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. I just wanted to go because I need to get away.
But also, I will say when I moved to LA, I knew I needed to go. I fit whatever could fit in my car, which was at the time a Chrysler LeBaron convertible. So needless to say, it
Coming
doesn't.
back, coming home, she did 2 vans and a 26-inch, yeah,
You're-
2 vans and a 26-inch,
Your van
26 foot
for you,
moving van.
But yes,
Packed.
long story short, living in somewhere for 17 years in a 4-bedroom house changed things. But I also left a lot of stuff. But I didn't know where I was going to live. I knew one person in LA, which was my college roommate, who had just started a job at UCLA. And so I was like, okay, cool. I'll come stay with her for a couple weeks and get my feet wet. And it all just unfolded naturally. And so in my head, I was always like, I need to have at least $5,000 before I move. How am I going to pay for this? And how am I going to pay for that? And I said, you know what? I think I had $1,200. And I'm like, I keep making the excuse I have to have this and I just have to do it. And so I went and it all worked out. I started working the day I arrived. I got my SAG vouchers my first week on set, which is kind of unheard of. And it's just, I started working on a movie for 3.5 months. You know what I mean? Like it'll work out if you're guided to and you feel it, just follow it. I still am kind of, I don't know what's next exactly either, but it's like, I also knew like I needed to get out of LA. It was time, but I don't even know what's next. And sometimes it scares me. And sometimes it's like, nope, I'm just learning to trust. I'm just learning to be in the flow. And it's like, oh, this is interesting. Like, but I'm just having to be in that, you know? So trust the inside, the desires, trust what is stirring something that's exciting and also feeling expansive. To me, those are kind of those places. And by the way, she said, after we talked about the fairies, she goes, oh yes, she's also creating fairy doors for the kids, which is so cute. And she goes, yes, we spoke a lot about this topic over the phone and she just gave you hearts and thank you and thank you.
Cool. And the fairies appreciate it too.
Yeah. Cool. It's very cool. Yeah. I didn't get to bring as many plants back, but I brought a couple home and it's like, oh, my babies.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions? I know we haven't been necessarily on Instagram as much, but we have been on Zoom. So if you're ever watching and you want to join us on Zoom, feel free. The Zoom link is the same each week. We've had some internet issues where my internet just stopped working. And they're like, I don't know why, but we can send a repair person out, but it'll only take a week. And I'm like, I'm moving. So long story short, we've had some internet issues. And then driving across country doesn't make it very accessible to the internet. You don't realize how vast this country is until you drive across it. And you realize you don't get cell phone towers very much, maybe 1/10 of the drive.
Okay.
Well, I feel like I'm ready for a nap. And for all of you that have back stuff, ooh, baby.
Well, and recognize your body as one of the tellers, the truth tellers that says when you have unresolved emotional issues, that your body will have its aches and pains. So pay attention to those because they're also telling you where those issues are. So keep notes. Next week, bring your questions and we'll address them.
It's funny, she says, I'm constantly seeing live on her end from Instagram. And apparently she sent me a screenshot. I didn't see it, but she was having withdrawals. Ha ha ha.
Cool beans.
It's good to be missed. It's nice. Do you have any questions? Because we
can quit at an hour and a half. We don't have to keep going. It's okay. And then we'll have Sunday as again another opportunity. Did you post the Sunday number for Zoom?
You can go to my page and you can find the Sunday's number. It's on all of them. It's right on the screen every time. But it's 831-755-38434. I'll repeat that again slower. If you'd like to join us on Sunday Zooms, it's 831-755-38434. It's written down.
Okay.
Becky Mack said, "Me too." She missed us all. Well, you
Me
missed-
too.
Yeah, Becky's the one that lives over here. Oh, speaking of that, do you know a good chiropractor if you are in the Northwest Indiana area? Because my magical chiropractor doesn't do x-rays or anything. He just boop, 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 and pops me, and he's magical. And I'm looking for another magical divine being who works with the spinal shifting, 'cause I need an adjustment. All right, and then we have, you're beautiful. It was just great hearing you guys and seeing you. I listened to YouTube during work, awaiting next Thursday. XOXO.
Well, get your questions ready. So we're all set for next Thursday. Life
Definitely.
is changing. So be very mindful, be very observant, have your questions ready.
We're almost at the end of May too. Monday, Memorial Day.
I know.
The months just fly by.
I know.
It's absolutely amazing that we are mid-year.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, last chance for questions, and then we'll close it up.
She said she doesn't know a chiro, but feel free to send me that phenomenal massage therapist.
All right. All right. Well, you all have a wonderful week, and we will see you Sunday for some and next Thursday for others. And so in between, if you think of questions you want to send it, we can save those up for our calls as well. So feel free. I'm Heather at heatherharder.com.
And I'm StaceyHarder.com. StaceyHarder.com. And actually,
That's not your email address. Did you?
that's my website.
Oh, okay. All right. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Let it be divinely perfect for your life path.
Yes. And may you all remember the divinity of who you are. Live in your love, live in your light, and know that this is a time of expansion and you are never alone. We're in this together. And remember to choose everything. I choose to have a great day today. I choose to live in love. I choose. What do you choose? Focus, intentions every day. I choose to learn my lessons with grace and ease. This is a time of magicness, and we're in this together. So I love you. I hope you love yourself and show up for yourself, because you are always, you're going to be your number one.
Bye, dear.
Thank you, ladies. Good
Love
night.
you.
Good night, Elle.
It's nice to reconnect again because it feels like it's been a while. So love you.
Love you too.